So this story starts with a girl in my school. I noticed her around 2 years ago. That's the first time I saw her. She is so beautiful. I already noticed that 2 years ago. I never had the courage to talk to her, because she wasn't even in my class. I guess you could say she was my school crush. But it was different for me. For me she was the most beautiful girl I had ever seen. Yes, even more beautiful than people online, at least in my opinion. Well, 2 years go by and I was lucky enough to actually end up in a class with her. So this time I knew I had to talk to her, and this was finally my chance. And there it was, I saw her in my class and I couldn't stop staring, and I took the courage to talk with her and I ended up being friends with her. We had this friend group with my friends and her. Perfect, I thought, now I'm going to confess. Turns out she has a boyfriend, but I heard that their relationship was going really bad. So I was happy, of course. Even though she had a boyfriend, I was still madly in love with her. At the time she was all I ever wanted. So I think about 4 weeks go by and now their relationship was going really bad. So bad that they went on a break from each other. And I didn't want to confess, but all the emotions and love started eating me up. I couldn't sleep and eat. I felt really sick hiding these feelings. So I just wanted to confess. I asked her to chill, just the two of us, and I prepared a whole plan how I wanted to confess, and I did. And I was very scared of her response, but she said this: Thank you, that's very sweet, but I have a boyfriend." I told her, "I'll wait for you, I just can't let you go." Probably the stupidest move of my life. I continued to hang out with her until one night she called me late. She said that she wanted to see me. She sounded kind of drunk, which I already knew because she was at a party. I said sure, and I picked her up and we rode together to a park. And I sat there staring into her eyes. And before this we had our moments where I felt like she liked me back. So we were sitting there in the park and we stared into each other's eyes and we kissed. Turns out she liked me as well. I still don't know for sure, it was perfect. I thought I had it all. But, of course, she still had a boyfriend. So next day goes by and I couldn't act like nothing happened. So I asked myself, what now? Well, we continued to hang out still, but we didn't kiss any more than that day. Eventually she told her boyfriend what happened. The boyfriend did not break up with her, which surprised me a lot, to be honest. But they had a break. She couldn't see me anymore. But, we were so attracted to each other that we couldn't go a day without texting each other. So we hung out, I guess, in secret. I thought we really had something very special. She made it seem like she wanted me. She really made it seem like that, so we go further and, we made a lot of great memories. And now here is turning point 1, she decided to go back with the other guy. It tore me up. It broke me so bad. I started having physical chest pain that bad. I couldn't sleep anymore. I think I slept 5 hours in a whole week. And every time I talked with her those problems would go away, so we were still really close even though she hurt me like that. I was blinded by love. I wanted her. I couldn't see that she hurt me that bad after she let me in her heart again. Although I think I never got out. So eventually she decided to break up with the other guy and go back with me. But, it crumbled again. This is a crazy part. She was kissing me while telling me she is giving the other guy a chance again. Thinking back, this was so crazy, it's insane. She is pure evil. But, then again, she decided to go back with me again. I thought I had it all again finally. I was so happy. I spent the whole week with her after she broke up with the other guy. It was the best week of my life. We made such special memories. I went on the best date, actually my only date, of my life. We kissed, almost had sex. It was just perfection. But I guess that was too good to be true. After that week. Turning point 2, but even crazier, keep in mind she switched up around 3 times by this point. I was going mentally insane. These events literally changed me as a person. So after that week she had a conversation with the other guy, her ex. They wanted to clear things up, but little did I know what was about to happen next. She randomly stopped responding to my messages, and then later that night she called me in the middle of the night and she was really mad at me. I didn't know why. Apparently I spread a false rumor about us. The false rumor went like this: we wanted to have sex, but I didn't want to because I felt bad for the other guy. Oh, by the way, I forgot telling this in the story, but that guy abused her, but I didn't spread nothing. Still don't know how she would believe that. But yes, that guy made that story up. But we were arguing about whether or not I've done that. And eventually the phone call ends. I was crying because she wouldn't believe me, and now the crazy part, she said that we needed to take space from each other, which hurt me so bad I didn't sleep that night. Next day I drove to her house to clear things up. She didn't even open the door, so I left some gifts at the door. Which I think she threw them away. So I left the place, but randomly I get called by her ex and he said that I needed to stay there. I thought he wanted to talk with me. The guy came up to me, beat the living fucking shit out of me. Hospital level, and told me that I needed to stay away from her. I was so shocked. So after that happened I drove to my best friend and we drove to the hospital together. Broken tooth, black eye and a brain injury. This is not even the worst part, be ready for this. Apparently when she called me about that we needed to have space. That one day they got back together. It left a fucking whole chest. I can't believe that people exist like this on the planet. I get left beat up and broken. But so I did blocked her on all platforms and didn't speak with her. She reached out to me saying sorry, which I believed at the time. But she wasn't sorry at all. I got lured in once again. We had text contact only. But guess what? She tried blaming me for the beat up, I remember so clearly. She said, why would you stay there after he called you? She is sick inside of her head, anyways, but I was dumb enough to look past that. We still had contact until eventually we were only having small contact, maybe even calls sometimes. But then one random day she sent me a TikTok video saying this: stay away from people that only look at things from their perspective. That's when I snapped. All the hidden anger apparently inside me got up and I once and for all blocked her on everything, literally everything. I am left changed. By one person. How does people like that exist? I hope no one will ever go through the same pain as I did. No one deserves this. I can say this with full confidence: this is the worst period/experiences of my life. This is the end of my story. This took a lot of courage writing this. I hope you will learn something from my story. Although I am not blaming myself. I still have regrets. But I can't do anything against love.